morning, DBS. Thank you so much for choosing to start off your day with us right here on DBS this morning. We will make sure that we are a positive part of your day. Of course, we're making sure that you start off the right way. Let's check out our morning news highlights.
Good morning. A board to oversee the granting of firearm licenses is one of the changes that have been proposed in the Firearms Amendment Bill.
I'm not pointing fingers at anyone or any group of people, Mr. Speaker. But it can't be by coincidence. It can't be by coincidence, Mr. Speaker, that so many firearms enter this country, and it is said from the United States. It can't be coincidence, Mr. Speaker. It can't be coincidence. And I know that the members of the Customs Department are trying their best, but I urge them to be as vigilant. Because, Mr. Speaker, when a firearm enters the country illegally and is used by a bandit, you never know who the bullet will hit. You never know, Mr. Speaker. Your family, your children, your spouse could be somewhere and they get hit by a stray bullet, Mr. Speaker. So even if we may believe that it may not reach us, we must understand that you never know when you'll be the unfortunate one and you will get struck down by a bullet.
The bill was passed in the lower house on Tuesday by unanimous vote. It forms part of measures by the Labour administration to tackle violent crime caused by illegal firearms. In the wake of the recent discovery of the partially decomposed body of a woman at Mount Fortune, a human rights advocate has called for something to be done about the long list of unsolved crimes against women.
The law has to look in terms of ensuring that not only that we charge persons, but that the cases are done in such a way that persons are convicted of those crimes and that persons are caught. Because it's one thing for us to say that we need persons to be penalized for the crime that they've committed, but at the same time, the slow process of the law can hinder some of the cases that are to the point that women are victims of those violent crimes may not get the justice that they receive. So one of the things that we can look at is the number of unresolved cases dealing with gender-based violence in St. Lucia. It's very important because so many of those cases have gone unresolved. So that means there are people that have committed those offenses are still within our communities. They are still within our, wherever we can practically think about it, in our churches, in our schools, wherever that they are. But at the same time, those individuals have not been penalized. So it gives that very grim look at violence against women, violence against children within our societies.
The policymakers and law enforcers, says Dujon, will need to step up their game in the face of increasing acts of violence against women. Prime Minister Philip Pierre has sought to correct claims that only $2 million out of the $10 million allocated to the youth economy will actually be spent on youth development.
Remuneration payable under this Act, expenses incurred by the agency in the discharge of its functions under this Act. Such expenses must not exceed 20% of the revenue of the agency without the written permission of the Minister responsible for finance. So if the agency gets $10 million, 20%, you cannot spend more than 20% on administrative expenses. So the belief that only $2 million would be spent for development is wrong.
He made his comments during his presentation in Parliament on Tuesday. CARELEC, the Caribbean Electric Utility Services Corporation, has embarked on a project designed to get its members and the consuming public more energy efficient.
These 4 outputs will directly impact low-income households, with 50% of those being single-mother households, as well as electric utilities, energy service providers, and out-of-work professionals formerly employed within the tourism sector.
The move is in keeping with a broader mandate of expediting the move towards the decarbonization of the power sector and increasing energy affordability for Caribbean customers. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
And that is our wrap for our morning news highlights. Right now, we're heading into a quick commercial break, but we will be back very soon adding some more sunshine to your morning. So don't touch that remote. DBS. Now, I'm going to give you a few seconds to try to guess who our guest is today. Take a good look at this gentleman. Now, I'm going to ask Javon to show you a clip of him from Vava Links a couple weeks ago.
Check the vibe. God made man, man made money. God made woman to eat my money. Now my she spend it. No lawyer can defend it.
And yes, this is Frost. Of course, he's cleaned up a bit since the carnival season. He definitely had a very successful season. So he's touching base with us right here on DBS this morning. Frost, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good, tired, hungry, thirsty.
Oh gosh, the woman eat all your money?
By law.
All right, so we know for sure your song was practically an anthem for the carnival season. What was the season like for you, well, from your perspective?
Oh, busy. It was a busy season from the pre-release of the tune till now. It's just busy. Team, no sleep, no rest. Work. Hopefully I need a vacation soon after this.
You heard that, boss? He's gonna need a vacation very soon. But, you know, he might need a paid vacation because, you know, the woman eating the money. But anyway, so for the carnival season, we saw you performing everywhere. Of course, you were crowned this year Mr. Power Soca King, yes?
Yeah, and road march.
And road march. Yes, we have to call out all the accolades. I mean, a lot of people would have said that this is the first time that they would have heard your music, but I have a bit of knowledge on your older songs, and I mean, you did remind the crowd at Color Me Red who Frost was. Of course, you're under a different name now, but could you give us a brief reminder for anybody who is watching and not quite sure where they would have heard your music before?
Well, Frost has always been Frost from day one, but many years ago, when I was very young, I sang a song portraying a Viking. That's about it.
Can we get a sample, please?
Oh, I can't remember the words. The words were difficult to memorize. These words are difficult. I think I've forgotten those words. That have been so long ago. Honestly. Do you remember the words?
Ra 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 ra, and something about.
Do you remember the words? I forgot those words. It was difficult. It took me years to write those words.
All right. So you have definitely been present in the music scene in St. Lucia for a while. What was your drive to come out this year?
No, well, the band 4-1, we produced the song, and I just figured out we would release the song for the road march. But then the original vocalist on the song is the bass player in the band, Slack. And a lot of the musical productions were done by the drummer, One. Unfortunately, Slack is in Europe and the drummer is in New York. So I figured out I will not let the big song go to waste. So why settle only for the road march? I submitted this tune for the Soca Monarch competition, and you know the rest.
Honestly, I think my biggest question for Carnival was how much printing did Frost do to have every single crowd throwing up money during his performances. Now, I feel like we had to be a bit more careful with our foreigners because, yes, the Lucians know, yeah, they're giving out the money. We're gonna, throw up our printed bills. But I saw some people throwing up some real money, and I hope they were able to find it afterwards. But of course, when the people are having a good time, as they would have during your performances, a little couple bills lost is not really a problem.
Yeah. I mean, one man's junk is another man's treasure. Thank you to the foreigners for giving us your money. Come back next year, do it again.
All right. Now, you did mention that the song was a collaborative effort, of course, with the band. But a little bit of background on you. We know that you actually are in the field of economics, right? So, is there any science behind your claims that God made man, man made money, God made woman to eat man money?
Well, I have not done any statistical tests to prove that, but that's a topic that we can debate here, whether or not God actually did that or whether or not he did not. We could debate that. That's open for discussion. That's how we progress as a society. We discuss topics.
All right, well, we will have a debate coming to you all very soon. So, on the heels of the carnival season, can we expect you to be going back into the studio anytime soon? You know, you can't just give us a sample and leave us alone after that.
No, well, I have a lot of thought into this God Made Man song. I think, reflecting, that might be the biggest four lines in the history of soca music. So I think there's some piggybacking to do on that. A lot more piggybacking on those four lines. I mean, just thinking about it, those four lines are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Setusha, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Of course, we are looking out for a lot more from Frost. Actually, here's another question. When did you decide that you were interested in music? Is it something that you carried on from your childhood?
I kind of grew up listening to music. As a teenager at secondary school, I was in the secondary school's concert band. Big up to Saj. Yeah, so I grew up playing music. Remember, we would travel to Guadeloupe, to Martinique, playing with mass band orchestras from around the Caribbean, playing real music, real instruments, the classic kind of music. So that is kind of my foundation in music.
Okay, and well, without, giving out too much personal information, how many years would you say that you've had in the industry?
More than 20.
More than 20. Okay. Well, I like to say that a lot of artists really do justice by sharing how long they've been on their journey before the huge hit really comes, because some people might think, oh yeah, that man just pull up there overnight, and he just drop a song overnight and he think he's a big thing. But no, there has been decades of work going into all of this. Of course, we always like to give everybody the opportunity to connect with their fan base, with their supporters on social media. So where can we connect with Frost online?
4-1 band on the Facebook page and the Instagram page, 4-1 band.
Right, we're going to put that up on the screen for you. Before we can let you go, however, we need to have you give us those iconic four lines.
God made man, man make money, God make DBS.
Again, DBS family, and good morning, Mr. Elize, because I know you are watching, because we have one of your students here with us. Good morning, Miss Bocage Secondary. How are you feeling?
Good morning. I'm feeling great, thank you.
All right. So this lovely young lady will be representing Bocage Secondary School in the Miss District High pageant this coming August. And I mean, the pageant is one of a kind. So how does it feel being part of the first ever of this kind?
Well, honestly, this is not my first pageant. It's my second.
Okay.
But to be honest, this one is huge. Like, when I tell you huge, it's huge. It has pressure, the nervousness, but I'll be fine. The confidence, we'll be working on it.
All right, amazing. I mean, you have been giving off confidence all day. The second we saw you practicing, we knew we were in for a good interview. So in terms of your pageant journey, you did mention that you participated in a previous pageant. What pageant was that, and what was the experience like for you?
To be honest, it was, I don't remember, but it was in November. The pageant experience, well, it wasn't too bad compared to this one now. It wasn't like the pressure was more my talent, because I'm very dramatic and drama is my talent, like for real. But this pageant is rocky. It's a rocky road, very. So I must say, I can do this. I can. The experience last pageant, it was good, but this pageant, I hope it's better.
All right. Now, let me get into Bocage Secondary's business for a quick bit, because ahead of being the principal of Bocage Secondary School, Mr. Elize was over with us at Leon Hess. So he was part of the team that really molded me into who I am today. So I can't help but wonder, what was the selection process like for them to decide you would be representing the school?
Well, to be honest, my academics is pretty high. And since I won my last pageant, they decided to pick me because like I have the confidence, my talent is up there. So that's why.
All right, great. And what are we expecting without giving us too much information because we want to leave people on the edge of their seats? What are we expecting to see for your talent?
Well, to be honest, I cannot tell. It's a big surprise.
It's a big surprise, and we love surprises. So we know we need to get our hands on tickets for this pageant as soon as they drop. And we need to find out how else we can tune in. In terms of your community, are you from Bocage or are you representing another slice of St. Lucia?
Well, I'm not from Bocage. I'm from Castries.
Okay, Miss Castries. What part of Castries?
Masha.
Okay, Masha, represent, not too far away from the secondary school. And we know Masha always comes out and supports their people. So we hear y'all already. Don't worry, the pageant is coming. We will tell you when tickets are out. In terms of the response from your school, from the public, what kind of response have you been getting?
To be honest, it's been like, I don't even know. I'm just surprised, like I never been out there on the spotlight. Everybody's like, Katrina, you can do this. You can. You got it, girl. You got it. Have the confidence. You can do this. I know you can. So it's more encouraging to me and my supporters.
Amazing. Now, I can't help but wonder, you did mention that your academics are pretty high. Sometimes people say that, pageants are just focused on girls being pretty, but we're seeing intelligent young women coming out for this pageant. So how do you feel knowing that you're representing for beauty and brains?
Well, it's a lot from my family especially because they always been telling me it's not always about the looks, it's about the brains because that's where everything starts. Because looks are very deceiving. The brains are everything.
Yes.
Brains comes with the work, the talent, most and foremost, your future. And yes.
All right.
Oh, and one more thing, my math competition, I came first in the secondary inter-school.
Okay, so congratulations are in order. Amazing job with that. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how you bring it for the pageant and to keeping up with you throughout your pageant journey. I know you're excited to speak to your supporters. You've mentioned that the support has been great. And for anybody who is wondering who they need to support in this pageant, yes, get ready. Tell them why it should be you.
Excuse me, everybody of St. Lucia, especially Masha and Bocage and my classmates 3R8, come and support me. Why? Because you know I got the confidence, you know I got everything. And I own this crown, to be honest.
All right, DBS, you heard it here first. We need to be there on the night to see everything go down. Thank you so much.
And thank you. And thank you, everyone.
Everybody, my name is Asman Rose, and if you're new, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back to Ali's Corner. On this episode of Ali's Corner, I'm going to be teaching you how to create some stress balls, because I know the world is stressful, and besides, isn't he cute? All you'll need for this, because it is very budget friendly, is balloons, a ballpoint pen, scissors, and whatever you decide to fill your stress ball with, which could be clay, Orbeez, or flour. Alright, in case you're not interested in the Ninja stress ball, I'm going to show you a simple version that you can do and decorate to your heart's content. First step, you're going to take your balloon. It could be any color you desire, as mine is transparent, but that's just up to me. And I place my flour in a bottle because it will be easier for me. So what you want to do is open up your bottle and blow up your balloon. You're giving it a nice pinch and twist. You can do two, just in case. And then you open the nozzle and place it directly over your bottle. You can release the twist and turn the whole thing upside down, ensuring everything is secured. As your flour falls into the balloon, hopefully you put enough and it fills up the balloon quite nicely. Give it a little shake so nothing sticks, and as soon as it's done, you pinch and release. As you can see, it's filled with the flour and air. You don't want that air there. So you're going to let it go slowly. Let it go slowly. Now be careful with this next part because the flour has a mind of its own. Ooh. Any leftover flour at the top, you can put back into your bottle. The rest of the flour in the base of the balloon is quite compact due to the air coming out. So all you'll do is cut off the tail of the balloon. Accidents happen. So you'll just let go of the extra flour and you'll get another balloon and you'll cut off the neck as well. Keep in mind, this all gets a little messy. You're gonna open the balloon, stretch it out, and wrap. Put it on top of the opening of your base balloon and close everything together. Just like that. Although it can get messy, once it's secured, it's secured. You can add as many balloons on top of it to secure it further, but this should just do fine. You can then proceed to color it with markers, do whatever you want to it, and then that's your finished stress ball. But if you want to see how to make the ninja, stick around for a little bit longer. Alright, that means you stuck around because you want to create a ninja stress ball. So we already have our regular stress ball, and all we're going to do now is create the ninja mask. So you'll need a balloon in any color that you want your ninja mask to be, and all you will do is cut off the tail. After you do so, you'll lay out your balloon and you'll pick whichever side you want, and you'll create a small rectangle. Please keep in mind, the smaller the better, as balloons are prone to tearing. I think I'm gonna do it on this side. And that is all. This is now your ninja's mask. You'll take your stress ball and you'll just stretch it over. Maneuver it however you like, place it, fix it up, make the hole smaller. As you can see, it's tall because my space was too big. So keep that in mind, smaller is always better. You can always cut it again. So when you have your ninja looking fine, you can now draw on your face with a ballpoint pen. I prefer ballpoint pens as they last longer than the Sharpie. At least I found. I'm gonna make my ninja a little mischievous. And there you have it. Now that's two different versions of a stress ball. I hope you have fun crafting. And if you want to show me what you create, just send it to 723-3333.
And that is a wrap for today's show. Before you can head on into the rest of your day, though, I need to share with you today's thought for the day, and that is never give up on something that you can't go a day without thinking about. It is much better to sacrifice a day of probable stress than to quit on your goal and be kicking yourself for the rest of your life. So stay in there, hang on, and persevere. Your goals are a lot closer than you think. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.